channel, right? Because like you don't usually get someone that fucking stupid unless they're making money off of it or something. Like it just blows my mind if these zero IQ takes are being churned out for free.
Because if you can do it on camera, somebody's gonna make $1 off of it, and that's not fair to you.
Young people today are too sensitive.
I think it's a good thing that young people are sensitive. I think today they can be more sensitive than what they probably could have been 30 or 40 years ago. The growing up was...
Oh, he's an actor, model, and he has a basketball podcast. Yep, there it is. Oh, my... Okay. There it is. Thank you. This is like... Jubilee is doing what mainstream media does when they go to like fucking, Hitler Mussolini and ask him what their take is. You know what I mean? Or like going to Pinochet's fucking cousin in the aftermath of the Chile election and being like, what do you think about, a socialist being in a position of power? Or when Fox News is like, this is a concerned parent. And then you fucking Google the concerned parent's background. And the concerned parent is like literally a fucking oil lobbyist. You know what I mean? Like, no, motherfucker, that's not just a concerned conservative parent. That is straight up an operative, okay? And that's precisely what this dude is. He is the small fry version of that. He is the internet version of that. And Jubilee, without, looking into the background of a person like this, having this person on, is just straight up doing exactly what fucking mainstream media does regularly.
The Berlin crisis, the Cuban Missile Crisis. I mean, we had the threat of annihilation, staring at us several times. And a lot of times I go, thank God John Kennedy handled it.
The country.
The Cuban Missile Crisis? Hey, dumbass. Why did you put fucking missiles pointing towards the USSR and Turkey? The fuck do you mean? Everything you just brought up is like America's very own problems that it created. The Berlin crisis? Fuck you mean the Berlin crisis? How did that impact you, you old fuck?
The Cuban Missile Crisis.
Imagine, dude.
We had the threat of annihilation, staring at us several times. And a lot of times I go...
The threat of annihilation, dude. The only thing you annihilate are fucking corn dogs, okay? At the Iowa State Fair. Shut the fuck up. The annihilation is happening inside of you right now because our corn lobby is deeply powerful and it's in every fucking food that you eat. And that's why it's shaving off years from your fucking dumbass life. Okay? That's it. That's the annihilation. Your pussy is about to be annihilated, motherfucker. What do you mean? Oh my God, the death and destruction and annihilation. These idiots live in such a state of panic all the time, dude. It's crazy. But of course, when you talk about the actual annihilation, the upcoming annihilation in the form of like, anthropogenic climate change, it's like, that's fake. That's fake. That's not real.
Thank God John Kennedy handled it.
The country has been spoiled for so long. They're trying to make it so a man can't be a man. And if you don't let men be men, then things start crumbling. Society crumbles, families crumble, and broken homes start happening.
And kids need their fathers. So 36% of kids don't have a father. So every boy is, well, my mom is mad at me, my dad don't love me, my dad don't care about me. Maybe I should be gay, maybe I should be trans. I don't know who I am. And you're...
Yeah, that's how it happens, dude. Yeah. Famously, no one from a good household has ever become gay or trans. Also, becoming gay and becoming trans. I mean, this is like fucking 90s era homophobia. You know what I mean? So I'm happy that he's like hitting the classics here. That's a classic. That is 90s era homophobia. That's a banger. You know what I mean? Classic. Good shit.
I don't know who I am. And your father puts confidence in you. No disrespect to anybody, but the younger generation of men are soft. And if we had to go to war, they're not protecting America. There's no better place to be.
Bro, what are you going to protect, dude, with your fucking basketball podcast? You have already cucked yourself. You have given yourself brain disease, okay? You have read too much on the internet. And now you literally are just stupid. You're a stupid person.
What champ?
You're a stupid person who lives a life of fear. Okay? What are you going to do? You are currently advocating to compromise America further. Even if you were whipped up in like nationalistic fervor and you want to protect America, you'd be an advocate for fucking the vaccines and mass inoculation campaigns. Okay? You live a life of fear, and that fear motivates you. You're no different than a fucking primal being. All of these conservatives are. Most conservatives are. They live like animals. You know what I mean? Like constantly in a state of fucking panic, afraid of everything. Okay? Afraid of the unknown. And the stupider you are, the more there is unknown. You know what I mean? So if you spend all of your fucking time on Facebook and like basically fucking slam your head against the wall over and over and over again, you become more of a fear-based reactionary psycho. I can't believe this dude has the audacity to be like, kids these days are soft, which, you know, we are. We do get more cushiony and softer every single day. But like, are you motherfuckers not soft? You're soft as shit. There's nothing softer than crying about fucking mask wearing for approximately 35 seconds before you sit down from the Applebee's counter, okay, all the way to your table. There's nothing softer than that. Okay? There's nothing softer than crying because there is a free vaccine that everyone should get so we can move beyond fucking COVID, okay? And not let this viral disease destroy the country after it took almost 1 million Americans. Okay? You're soft as fucking baby butter, dude.
Be as a black individual or whatever you are in America. Go to the Middle East right now and say you gay or you trans and see how they treat you.
Oh, is that good? Is that a good thing? Are there no gay or trans people in the Middle East then? No, there are. They're just subjected. By the way, it was extremely racist to you know, that's besides the point. But like, are you saying that that's a good thing then? Like, I don't understand. Are you saying it's a good thing when it's happening? What is happening there? Because that was your argument that we shouldn't have this happening here. That makes no sense. Also, it completely depends on where the fuck you are talking about in the Middle East. In every single area where there is reactionary, conservative politics, but with an Islamic, Islamic spice to it, is a consequence, a direct consequence of American and Western intervention and destabilization. America and Western nations come in, fuck shit up, the country is destabilized, and then reactionary forces take root, sometimes with direct intervention and help from the United States government, or other times as they are able to present themselves as the forces that will expel the American foreign invaders. Okay?
Johnny, I'm 32 years old, and I am a conservative parent. My grandfather was a no-excuse individual. He grew up in the Jim Crow South, but he worked hard. The house that he bought is still in our family today. He had a garden in his backyard. If you step past a certain line, he got on you. So to watch the men before me who really could have been lynched for stepping out of line, who really could have went through a...
Notice how all the liberals have like middle of the ground, like 50%, 50%, but the conservatives are 86% right. That tracks with Pew Center studies as well. Conservatives consume exclusively conservative media, whereas liberals most of the time consume both conservative and liberal media, which, by the way, I still think is conservative for the record, but that's besides the point. What is this? Ayala girl has a question for you. If you press the button, the top 10 earners in the world, 10% of earners in the world who hold 85% of the world's wealth will be forced to forfeit their earnings and be given a fixed allowance equal to 1% their prior income. Their money will be distributed to everyone else proportionally according to need. What the fuck? Wait, what? Why would you not press that button? What? I mean, to be fair, it's got 13 likes, and you guys are dumbasses for linking this to me. Like every CNN, MSNBC host to be a Bush administration member. Haha, liberal media. What the fuck? Yeah, exactly. In the world, being top 10% means you make like 10K a year. Yeah, that's idiotic, but I know what she's trying to say. Okay.
Okay.
Anyway, let's keep going here. Oh, oops. What is happening? Bro, I'm gonna fucking lose my mind, dude. I swear to fucking God, I'm gonna lose my goddamn mind. Ay, 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 dude.
I will try to avoid the 9-month brain rot. Don't worry, Arjan.
Mixed factuality. News sources may sensationalize. Yeah, this dude thinks COVID was a scam cooked up by the international community to get Trump out, that the election was stolen from Donald Trump. Yeah, I feel like maybe, you know, he's got a little bit further. He's gone further than just sensationalized
for
news.
not doing what society said. The worst thing that can happen to me is I get a mean tweet or a dislike. So I got to fully embrace who I am, and I know I can create anything with my 2 hands and feet.
I'm Hannah, I'm 17, and I'm a liberal. I really want equality for all, and the liberal policies that have been passed side more with my values of equality for those who are on the LGBTQ, those who are on the gender spectrum. Something about conservative parents that I don't like is whenever I come across them, they seem to be very rooted in their ways and not willing to listen to someone who's a teenager like me. They think more like, oh, because I'm older, I have more knowledge, which is not necessarily always the case.
Can we have the disagreeer step forward?
This idea that because men are being raised by women that they're weaker is, in my opinion, completely false. Our generation, it's not more sensitive, we're more aware of all these things. Being transgender and gay is not something that should be ashamed of or make you feel less. In today's society, that is why women are fighting for equality, because this idea that because they only have a mom, they're weaker, or because, you know, they're more sensitive, that's, in my opinion, completely false.
And I would say in the environment that I grew up in, the teen pregnancies come from girls without fathers. The homicides come from people without fathers. Every girl that I know, if they grow up with a daddy, they get married before they have a kid.
Why do they not have fathers?
If you want me to be real, because a lot of women make bad choices on the men they procreate with. If you make a bad choice, that's your responsibility. Every bad thing that I did in my life, it was...
Oh, I missed so much. Sorry, I got to run it back. I was peeing.
Individual, he grew up in the Jim Crow South, but he worked hard. The house that he bought is still in our family today. He had a garden in his backyard.
We already saw that
story.
story.
That's not necessarily always the case. Whenever I come across them, they say, oh, girl. I really want equality for all, and the liberal...
Look at that. Liberals get 57%, okay, leaning in one direction. Conservatives are like 90%.
Policies that have been passed side more with my values of equality for those who are on the LGBTQ, those who are on the gender spectrum. Something about conservative parents that I don't like is whenever I come across them, they seem to be very rooted in their ways and not willing to listen to someone who's a teenager like me. They think more like, oh, because I'm older, I have more knowledge, which is not necessarily always the case.
I swear your chat's like 70% white. Yes, dude. Twitch as a platform is insanely white. Hello. Are you unaware? Did you not see the fucking Crackergate? Did you not see the saga? Yes, Twitch is a deeply white platform. At least the whites in here are more understanding, okay? Every time someone says this, by the way, There's hella people who are like, that's not fucking true. First of all, it's not 70% white, but it's definitely overwhelmingly white.
Can we have the disagreeer step forward?
Solidarity with my favorite mullets. Free fist, let's go.
This idea that because men are being raised by women that they're weaker is, in my opinion, completely false. Our generation, it's not more sensitive, we're more aware of all these things. Being transgender and gay is not something that should be ashamed of or make you feel less. In today's society, that is why women are fighting for equality, because this idea that because they only have a mom, they're weaker, or because, they're more sensitive, that's, in my opinion, completely false.
And I would.
All right, we'll do a fucking poll later today, okay? We'll do a poll in a little bit. We'll poll chat again. We haven't done it in a long time. Okay? Yeah. We'll poll it. We'll poll it up. Only to find out that 100% of the chat sees the top of the hour ad breaks at the top of the hour, sometimes 9 minutes after, unless they get a gifted sub, or unless if they don't have enough luck to get a gifted sub with the thousands that were gifted last night, then they're making their own luck by purchasing a $5 a month subscription or for free with a fucking Twitch Prime. That's how they get a ad-free, uninterrupted broadcast experience, folks. Otherwise, 100% is seeing ads. Let's fucking go. You got baited, motherfucker. Woo! Sheesh! Let's go! Thank you, Stoberai and Anna Drain for the 5 get the subs.
Say in the environment that I grew up in, the teen pregnancies come from girls without fathers. The homicides come from people without fathers. Every girl that I know, if they grow up with a daddy, they get married before they have a kid.
Why do they not have fathers?
If you want me to be real, because a lot of women make bad choices on the men.
Oh my God! Free the turtles. Thank you for the 5 get the subs. Oh, it's because women make the bad choices. Dude, this guy is so horrifyingly wrong. I don't know how to describe how fucking wrong this dude is. Oh my Lord, dude. He's like, he has nothing salvageable, dude.
They procreate with. If you make a bad choice, that's your responsibility. Every bad thing that I did in my life, it was when my daddy was in jail. When my dad was out and I had my...
Wait, so your mom made a bad choice because your dad was in jail? Like, even then, again, remember what I said? Conservatives have like flawed moral systems, but they don't even make sense within the flawed moral system that they've created. In that situation, where is the individual responsibility? Wouldn't that make your dad a bad person if you believe like people go to jail because they're bad people or good people? Which, by the way, that isn't the case regardless. Like, it's wild to me that a black dude whose grandfather grew up in the fucking Jim Crow South has a take like this that is so far removed from any sort of fucking structural analysis that he is going down. I mean, this is a perfect example of how reactionary brainworms take over some of the more base like realities that you experience as a black person, right? Like, this dude he's black. He grew up as a black man in America, okay? His grandfather was alive during segregation, okay? And instead of applying like any sort of structural analysis, any sort of like fucking admission of systemic racism, he fucking turns around. Stop saying white wife Pepela, okay? This community is too white to make jokes like that, which is why I don't make jokes like that ever, okay? Don't do that. You know, let Black Twitter make jokes like that. But regardless. What I was trying to say is, this dude is so fucking lost in the sauce. He's so lost in the sauce with reactionary rhetoric that, like, his own base realities that he's experienced, he is overlooking, and that misdirection has worked incredibly successfully, that he's, like, blaming women, you know? That's crazy. That's how reactionary politics operates. To delude you into not seeing these structural inequalities and hyper focusing on like individual bad actors that are not you in some way, shape, or form.
My dad's reassurance, I was a better person.
I had one daughter that had to move across the country to get rid of a toxic relationship with somebody that was harming them.
Why does the woman have to move across the country?
Like, how do you not how do you not even consider, like, why was your dad in jail, bro? What did he do? And for how long? Like, what do you think is the reason for why he went for as long as he did? Anyway.
Because the man is being toxic. Why can't the man be taught, don't be toxic?
Oh, I agree.
Women nowadays have to deal with those kinds of relationships. The mother knows better, I would say, than the father about that.
We're not more sensitive, there's just more opportunities for us to be sensitive. You can say like 15, 20 years ago, there weren't videos of black men being shot by police.
She's owning, by the way. Absolutely clapped. That was pretty good. Good job on her.
Police all over the internet. Now that that's there, people are more inclined to feel a certain way or take a stance on that topic.
Do you think it would be more beneficial to show police also interacting with white guys? Because more white guys get killed than black guys by cops.
Oh, God, I'm going to lose my mind. This dude is killing me. Every time I swear to God, this motherfucker is shaving years off of my life, dude. More white guys are being killed by cops. We should show that. Okay, dude, let's show that. Fine. Let's. I mean, I agree. I think police brutality is completely unacceptable, regardless of the fucking race. What kind of psychotic fucking counter is that? That's so stupid. This motherfucker definitely got COVID and it shaved a bunch of brain points, okay? Straight up. 0% chance this dude did not get COVID and has that like brain fog. I am going to assume that he was a smarter human being before COVID than this. No shot.
You look at the amount of white people and the amount of black people, there are going to be more white people killed because there are more white people
Oh my God. Okay, she is fucking slapping. Okay, keep it going.
in America. The percentage of black people that are being killed is higher than the percentage of white people.
Bro, he is. If they cut this off, they're cowards because you know he's going to be like, black people deserved it. He is going to use as many words as he can to say black people deserved it.
Just because you're pulled over doesn't mean you have to resist. I mean, they don't just
Oh my God!
kill you when they pull you over. It's all about based on how you perform as an individual. I've been pulled over and never had a bad interaction in my life. When I was rude, I got snatched out the car. Everything is a personal choice. If you can't take accountability for your life, then you will forever be a slave.
That's
Oh my God. 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 Again, conservative dickhead brain. Just so fucking insanely stupid. I swear to God, conservatives are such morons, dude. Holy fuck.
No ads for me.
Yeah, if I close my eyes to the reality of structural racism, if I close my eyes to the disproportionate targeting and pursuing of cops in black communities, okay, or how much cops disproportionately target and pursue black people in general, then and I just like act right, okay, act white, act right, you know, and abide by no matter how ridiculous the expectations are, then it's fine. It's not a real thing. La 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 la. Every black person that got killed by cops kind of deserved it. That's what he's saying.
It's not true. There are definitely issues on the side of policing. Black communities, majority black communities, majority POC communities are over-policed.
By the way, even in that circumstance, I love that he just like admitted that, you know, he's been snatched out of a car and he literally was like, because I was rude and I deserved it. Man, that boot must be delicious, dude. Holy fuck. Oh my God, dude. That boot is num 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 num. That's the Eggs Benedict of boots, okay? I'm still thinking about Eggs Benedict because of MasterChef. Sorry. Got that hollandaise sauce on that boot.
There's larger patrols in black communities. There are police work longer hours in majority black communities. So there's an issue from the policing side as well.
Politics has damaged my relationship with a loved one.
I'm sure you could relate to this as well, but in the Asian community, there's a lot of anti-blackness. So with the advent of the Black Lives Matter movement this past year, having conversations with my parents was really difficult, especially around the nuances of racial justice and sort of like what the movement was fighting for and how to articulate that in like the very closed mindset that my parents had.
A lot of my family voted for Trump in the past election, and I don't necessarily agree with that. I don't like to say this, but
Bro, no matter how fucking biased you are, you have to notice that, like, these are incredibly thoughtful, incredibly clever, and very empathetic teenagers, okay?
Thanks for
And
the
in
context.
comparison to the fucking barking that you're hearing from the moronic conservative side, like, they come across like they got fucking PhDs, dude. Holy shit. It's crazy.
maybe view their morals a little bit differently, and they're willing to adapt and change was so different. And I was just,
This man said the advent of the BLM last year. Okay, bro. Man, shut up, okay? I mean, he's doing his best. Yeah, I know. The advent of the BLM. I heard that too. It's just like, but overall, you know, they're talking about describing like social justice movements to their fucking parents who are not seeing it, you know? Still a teenager.
just like shocked because I wanted to understand their side and really talk about it, and I was met with, "You're wrong, and we don't want to talk about it," and that kind of really damaged just kind of the way I looked at them.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And I also think that it just made me less willing to expend the energy to have
Thanks for
political or like just like
spicy
any
takes
like
and
hard
igniting that spirit
conversations
in me
with
for the
my
last half
parents
of
or
the year.
anyone else in my family. My name is Rithwik, I'm 18 years old, and I'm a liberal. I grew up in a low-income immigrant household, and I think the systems that are in place right now aren't sufficient enough to support people, Americans
let's
like
go.
myself or my family. Because my parents were immigrants, I think they were liberal on issues like immigration and things that directly affected them. I'd like to ask to the conservative parents why they don't necessarily listen or adapt their
I
own
hate
beliefs,
tax.
whether political or social, based on the conversations they have with their children and why they're so set in their ways.
You know, I read a lot of the tragic stories where family members don't talk to each other anymore. Personally, I think that's sad. Do all my family members vote the same?
Let's
No.
go.
Do we have a pretty good idea of how family members may have voted? Yeah. But we went more of agree to disagree. I'm not going to not buy you a present for Christmas because, you know, you decided to vote for somebody that I don't like. Give me a break. Families are
Fighting a
special.
good fight against brain rot.
And we've got too many people, as you've talked about, that don't have them.
When I took this prompt, I kind of took it more of like my view of the person changed differently because, not because of the way they voted, but because some of their values to me were, like he said, moral
I
values.
agree with what Mike is saying on that end, though, for sure. I do think that it's important to keep your family close, obviously. I mean, maybe I'm too fortunate, though. That is one area that I'm incredibly privileged on, is that, like, yeah, I have a lot of disagreements with respect to politics with some of my closest family members, with the exception of Marat, who is a Maratist. And that's a entirely separate ideology. But you know, it's nothing like, it's ultimately not destructive. You know what I mean? Yeah, if they're homophobic or something, it doesn't really work the same. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, yeah, okay, Assam, my dad can go fuck himself. Dude, what? Dude, I love you, chatter. Okay, you did that exact same thing I talk about all the time. This conversation centers around me and my personal lived experiences as a chatter. Okay. Dog, I'm not talking about you. I just said I'm really privileged. This is like where I'm the most lucky. Like, I get it. I know that some people's parents are like fucking so dog shit that impossible to you know, deal with them.
Papa Hussein.
LMFAO, one of the only things of mine you read? Well, yeah. Well, you said something so dumb. Oh, shit. This is a Wago Vice video.
Even this guy's brain worms have smooth brains.
Values, and that shows kind of part of their characters.
Would you say that morality is subjective to each individual person, though? Or would you say morals are the same across the board?
The basic is human equality for all. And so
Pogo
if you
forgot to
don't
reset
believe
Pogo
that
got
somebody
AD
should
Pogo.
have an equality based on their gender, their sexual orientation, or their race, or anything like that, that's a moral problem in my eyes.
That's a huge thing with the trans and the gay and the LGBTQ and all that whole thing. So I grew up LDS, being Utah County, it's like 95% Mormon. At 8 years old is when you get baptized. And so if you're raised around where 95% of people think the exact same way, I feel like that's too young of an age where you're a child and you don't really know what you're doing. And so where I have a problem with you know, the trans or these different things is they're getting kids at like 10, 12 years old, and they're...
Wait, is he ex-Mormon then? Because he just said, like, indoctrination at an early age is a bad thing if they're trans. He can't turn around and go, indoctrination at an early age is good when you're a Mormon, right? He can't literally be like, I was indoctrinated into the, you know, the Church of Mormonism at an early age, and that was really good. But also, these trans kids are being indoctrinated to transgenderism. Oh, he's saying both are bad, right? Okay, he's ex-Mormon. Okay, it's not the same thing regardless, but I just wanted to check because I thought I misunderstood him. Okay. Trans kids are not the equivalent both in political power or even in like how someone is trans versus religious indoctrination works in any meaningful capacity, okay? You're trans or you're not. You're gay or you're not, okay? You're not born Mormon, motherfucker. You learn it. Like, it's just, you know, religious indoctrination. That's kind of weird that he was like, he's like an ex-Mormon, but he's not fucking woke. Like, that is strange. Like, he was able to escape the grips of religious indoctrination, but then he's like not. He doesn't, you know, translate that liberation to other avenues of life. That's weird.
They're pushing them down that path.
Who's they?
Who's they?
Mm-hmm. Who's indoctrinating these kids into becoming LGBTQ and...
Oh, shit, Parker. Get him. Get his ass, dude. Get his fucking ass, dude. God damn. These kids are fucking good, dude. They're fucking... Who is that? They're fucking cooking these motherfuckers, dude. Yo, let's go!
Etc.
There's a lot of groups out there.
Like?
I've just heard that there's
As
groups
high.
out there.
Yo! Yo! Are you fucking kidding me? He just said, who's they? Are you fucking joking? You just got rolled, smoked, cumstered, and dumpstered by a fucking teenager with a TikTok, bro. God damn. Oh my God. He literally just slapped him. He just backhand fucking slapped him in the face. One question is all it took for this house of cards to fucking fall apart, dude. God damn.
All I'm saying is Digimon is better than
know.
Pokemon.
We gotta run that back.
Who's indoctrinating these kids into becoming LGBTQ and etc.
There's a lot of groups out there.
Like?
I've just heard that there's groups out there. I don't know. You don't think there's groups out there that do that?
No.
Yep.
Oh, Jesus Christ. He said who? Name some groups. Name one. A group. Bro, this, by the way, this actually does go to show that you are, I'm sorry, people are going to get mad at me, but like,
Yeah.
in a lot of instances, at the very least, if you're like left adjacent or closer to liberal values, I don't know what it is, you're more open-minded to hearing different perspectives or whatever the fuck it is, but ultimately you're not There's something different that's going on in your fucking brain that is not happening in the mind of a
I'm home,
adult
Dad.
conservative, okay? These guys have the straight up benefit of living like 3x the lifespan of all of these kids, okay? 3 of these kids haven't lived a life as long as Mike has, okay? How did you live a whole ass life and get to this point and you're still a dumbass, dude? They're just smarter. Like these dudes are just, these kids are smarter. Straight up. They're just smarter.
Hassle.
Assuming you're a straight man, so I think it's weird for you to comment on the queer experience and what that's like for someone growing up who's struggling with those experiences. The way you're describing it as indoctrination, people who are figuring out their sexualities and their queer identities aren't necessarily going to ascribe to the first labels that are put before them.
If I'm not mistaken, the brain isn't fully developed until you're 25 years old, correct?
Yeah, correct.
So I know.
Dog, yours didn't develop yet, okay? You're 32 and it's still not developed. And I'm sorry, it's never going to, okay? You're conservative. You did this to yourself. I wouldn't be talking shit about brain development, okay?
I know how I used to think at 16. Man. I know how I used to think at 21. Man. I'm not.
He's like, you guys think I'm dumb right now? I was even dumber. It's hard to believe. But guess what? I was even dumber than I am currently. That's right.
Against kids doing whatever they want. It's just the older you get, you change. I got my first tattoo at 15. I'm covered now. If I was a little older, I probably would have waited. When you're young, you're not thinking.
What?
Everybody has made a bad choice. And because you stressed out.
Bro, how are you going to compare getting a fucking tattoo to, like, you know, finding dudes attractive as a dude? Like something that is quite literally a part of your existence, an immutable characteristic. So like going and getting a fucking tattoo and saying everybody made a bad choice. The premise there, by the way, is that homosexuality is a bad choice. Like he's not only saying being gay is a choice, he's doubling down and saying it's a bad choice. The tattoo said, "I'm gay." Okay, maybe that's a bad choice if you're not, you know?
Has tasty.
That's awesome.
Out, you go change your gender because you want to try something new. Once you do it, you can't go back. The more you throw stuff at kids before they.
Wait, what do you mean? Once you do, you can't go back? Is that a bit of a self-road? It's like, man, if I tasted one dick, dude, it's over. You can't go back. You know, I live with that fear every day of my life. Okay, I saw that Arthur show where there was a gay marriage happening, and goddamn, I had to break the television immediately. You know what I mean? Because like, oh man, if I had watched all 22 minutes of that Arthur agitprop, I would have been sucking dicks at the gas station. Okay.
It's not about the separation; it's about the population.
He's talking about transgenderism, asshat. Even that's not true. Okay. Sorry, you're fucking wrong. Hormone blockers, you can absolutely go back on them. Okay. You could just, you know, put your puberty on pause. So you're not right about that either, for the record.
Developed, that's indoctrination because you're trying to get them while they're not fully cognitive to know what's going on.
By the way, transgenderism. Yeah, dude. Hey, what's up, guys? I'm a Marxist-Leninist transgenderist. What is transgenderism, dude? Is it an ideology? Like you're turning trans? What is the benefit of indoctrinating your child to be a different gender? Like, what the fuck? Exactly. That's like the other part of it is that like they act like there's these secret benefits of being trans or something. Like, and they did this exact same shit with gay people as well. The very same arguments launched against trans people, I'm at least old enough to recognize, are identical to the same argument, the arguments launched against lesbians and gays and bisexuals back in the day. Okay?
6 months of cracking content, Pog.
It's just the exact same. Oh, they're doing it. It's a choice. They're doing it for attention. They're doing it because they get many benefits out of it. It's all the exact same shit. I think most of these people are blinded. They're so worked up, ideologically motivated through conditioning that they can't see obvious facts and logic right in front of them. Conservatives literally think that doctors are doing bottom surgery on 7-year-olds. Yeah,